talking faster than normal today because I mentioned on my stories, but they're doing a lot of construction next door. I think I finally found a window. I think that they're getting ready to go on lunch because it's not as loud and as annoying as it was like an hour ago. So fingers crossed, y'all, that I can get through this without it seeming like uh, I'm in the middle of a work site. So let's get into today's live stream. Hey, Brooke. I'm super excited to chat with you all today. Again, I have a page of notes. This is one of those ones where I'm pretty sure the spirit is just going to guide me, okay, as I go through this. But first, let me go ahead and introduce myself. So if you are new here, welcome. My name is Kashaira. I'm a business coach, and I specialize in helping overlooked experts learn how to package their expertise into high-ticket coaching programs and sell them online. I also help experienced coaches who have hit a revenue wall learn how to scale their practice through multiple streams of income. In today's session, I want to talk to you about why you should stop skipping steps, why you aren't seeing results, and what to do instead. This is going to be a what y'all is saying, the edge snatching live stream, but I'm going to get through it quickly because I like to be direct and to the point. So stop skipping steps. I'm pretty sure you can insinuate what I mean here, but I called out three core pain points, if you will, or areas where I see people attempting to skip steps, and what's happening is it's just causing more frustration and delaying where you want to go. So if you know someone that could benefit from this, also do me a favor, don't be stingy, okay? Share this out. Hit the share button. It's free 99 to share this out. You can screenshot me on Instagram, but if you do, get my good side, okay? Get the get the girl looking cute, all right? And tag me, share this with your community. So let's talk about one of the first pain points I wanted to call out for you. So if you resonate with this, it's okay. You can drop an emoji in the comments. We family here, okay? We don't judge. Y'all know I've told you about almost every mistake I've made in my entrepreneurial journey, so don't be shamed, okay? Have you ever felt like that you are doing the same thing you see everyone else doing, but for some reason everyone else is getting results, so to speak, except you? Have you seen that? Have you seen that, you're posting every day on the gram, you're doing webinars, you're doing ads, you're doing this and that, but for some reason it seems like everybody else has major wins, big income reports, but on your end it's looking a little dry. It's looking a little dry. That used to be me back in the day, a couple years ago. I felt like I was doing the absolute most, and I felt like I was putting in all of the work. And I'm like, where is all of my money? Because I don't see none over here. Okay, like what's popping, right? And so a lot of times the reason why this is happening is, first and foremost, church, speak back to me. We got to keep our eyes on our own lane, okay? We got to keep our eyes on our own lane. When you are looking at somebody else's lane, you cannot see what's in front of you. You can't even check what's happening behind you because you are so busy looking. And when you're so busy looking, you start swerving. Right? Think about when you're in a car. You so busy looking, you start swerving. You can mess yourself up. You can end up over in a ditch somewhere because you so busy being nosy, right? Get back on the path. And if it's really hard for you, then you need to start filtering your timelines. You need to start muting, unfriending, blocking, and deleting. It's not personal. We just on a mission. We need to stay focused on that mission, okay? A lot of times we get so distracted, we end up doing things that don't serve us, that aren't in alignment for us, that really don't feel good to us. If you watched my session yesterday, I promoted next week's private training. And the private training, I'm not promoting it just yet in this video, but I want to talk to you about the title. So I called it Power Play: How to Grow Your Six-Figure Coaching Practice Without Ads, Scammy Tactics, or Losing Yourself in the Process. And that losing yourself in the process piece is just so important for me, because when we keep our eyes on somebody else's lane, we start to lose ourselves in the process. We lose our passion. We lose our calling. We lose our purpose. We start to engage in avenues of marketing that really don't align with us from a number of different perspectives. There's a million and one ways you can sell something, right? We start to use language that we don't normally use, and colors and graphics, and it just gets us off purpose and off center. And becoming a carbon copy of someone else is not going to serve us. It may get you a temporary cash injection, if that, but that's not your long-term game, right? That's not your long-term plan. So that's the first reason. The second reason what we are seeing online is surface level. It is surface level. We are seeing the external results. I will use myself as an example, okay? From the outside looking in, it'd be easy for people to say, oh, let me just go ahead and do lives like she do, or let me just go ahead and do webinars like she do, or let me just copy how she laid out her website. That's surface level. You have no clue what's truly happening behind the scenes, the true strategy and the true foundation, and that's the reason why copycats don't win. You are doing surface level stuff with no strategy and no foundation to back it up. That's why it's not getting results. We are only seeing the tip of the iceberg. We have no idea what's happening on the back end. A lot of times, especially when somebody's new over here, it's like, oh, you just found me yesterday, so you think I popped up yesterday, baby? I've been doing this for 6 years. Like, it didn't just happen yesterday. You just got here yesterday, right? And so because you think I popped up yesterday, you in turn are thinking, oh, well, I could just pop up same day, right? And I can just replicate this. No, boo, you gotta like put in that elbow grease and that work, right? So that's the first thing. We gotta, again, keep our eyes on our own lane and recognize that a lot of times we're not seeing a lot. And like, I don't want to go down this other path, but a lot of people just be on the internet lying. That's just the other godforsaken truth. People be out here fronting and lying, right? Like, my biggest pet peeve, I'm gonna help y'all scale, I'm gonna help y'all get to 6-figure years and all of that, and that person ain't never had a 6-figure year, but that ain't my business. So let me keep going. Okay, so another pain point you may be thinking, and let me actually go back. So when we think about stop skipping steps, one of the first things right there with that core pain point with skipping steps is replicating what you see online is skipping steps. So let's just throw that out the door. Let's throw that out the window. We in agreement? Can we touch and agree? Can we touch and agree as a community that that's just out the window? Okay, y'all with me, all right? Pain point number 2. Let me know in the chat if this is you. Have you taken classes? You've been to conferences. You done bought the course. Maybe you even had a coach before, but you haven't seen results. Is that anyone here? And again, we're not here to shade. We're not here because if you think we about to go in that direction, that's not where we're going. So this is what happens a lot of times, okay? A lot of times we get in these programs, and number one, the first mistake is we don't leverage all the resources that the program offers. How many times have you bought a program and didn't pop up at not one office hours? You came to 2 out of the 10 coaching sessions. You didn't take advantage of the one-on-ones. Okay, you didn't maximize the virtual support. And let's be honest, I've been in programs like that too, where I'm in a program, one of my programs, I had to miss a call 2 weeks in a row. Sorry, I was busy, right? And it's not saying that, I'm not trying to say that, you wrong, but I'm also trying to suggest that you wrong, right? Like, we buy these programs, we don't take advantage of it, and then we like, oh, everything's a scam. I don't want to be in no more programs. I ain't buying this one. I ain't buying that one. And it's, oh, I don't need this. But a lot of times, let's just be honest. The onus is on us. We didn't show up how we needed to. We didn't show up how we needed to. We didn't commit how we needed to. We have to have an honest conversation. If we're trying to grow, right? I'm having honest discussions with myself right now as I look to grow drastically. It's like, okay, some of these things we got to stop doing, right? So I'm going to pass that on to you. Some of this y'all got to stop doing, right? If you gonna get in a program, especially at the higher ticket level, because higher ticket is just a whole different ballgame, you got to commit to showing up. Recognize that success isn't going to come with making the investment. Success also ain't going to come just by watching the video. That's the other thing. You can't just get in the program and watch the video and then be like, okay, now what? You actually got to go and do it. And you got to do it multiple times, right? So that's the first thing. We have to maximize the resources. The second thing I've seen happen is you get in the course or the program and you start skipping modules. Has anybody else done that? You get in the program and you jump straight to the branding, straight to how to get press, straight to sales, and you skipped all of the foundational work. You can't do that. You can't do that. I know, especially if you're in a program that's meant to help you make more money, right? You're typically going to go through some of the things that you traditionally know before. But a couple things to consider is that one, every coach has a different teaching style. Two, you're looking at it with a new set of eyes. The first time you learned, let's say, market research, you were brand new and had no clue. Now you've been out here for a while. You have a new set of eyes to receive this information differently and for it to land differently. Everything you've done up until this point has room to improve. Period. That's for everybody. All of us, 6-figure coaches, 7-figure coaches, we all have room for improvement. We have to recognize that and not be so caught up in the ego that tells us our stuff is perfect. We just have a sales problem, when in actuality, we have a pipeline problem. We have a marketing problem. We have a foundational problem. We have a messaging problem. We have a mindset problem. Right? My customer profile has evolved probably 20 times over the last few years. My services have evolved 30 times over the last few years. But if I was so stuck in ego that says everything is perfect, I just got to get the sales part, or my audience just isn't buying, so I got to get the content part. Like, if I was so stuck in that, I would not be sitting here where I am today as a multi-6-figure coach. Not saying that to brag, I'm saying it to tell you I had to go through these same transformations that I am passing on to you all. The question is, how long do you want this to take? Because the longer we stay in denial, the longer this is going to take. Right? The third thing that can happen in this situation is that you're remixing the frameworks. So you get in a program, you get taught a certain way, and then you want to combine it with your way, somebody else's way, something you heard for free on Instagram, something you saw on Twitter, right? You want to remix it and then wonder why you don't have no results. That's not the way that they taught you, right? And so my big thing is, when I get in programs present day, I don't get in competing programs. Like, if I'm in a program to learn how to scale, then that's the program I'm in, and that's the way I'm going to focus. I don't get in 5 programs on scaling. I really focus and commit to that one, and also recognizing that doing stuff once isn't going to work. Doing things one time is not enough to get results. Where in any other area does that work out for us? Okay, you went to the gym one time. Did you lose the weight? No, you got to keep going back, right? Like, you want to grow your hair out, so you put some growth oil on it today. Did the hair grow 20 inches? Nope, got to do it the next day. So why in entrepreneurship do we think we're supposed to be able to go live one time? That's supposed to be the game changer. Or we're supposed to be able to do one webinar and that's the game changer. It don't work like that. We got to commit to seeing it through. And I'm not suggesting that your whole career is going to be spent doing stuff other people's way. You have to do it enough times to get the results, and then look to see where you can put your own little finesse on it. Right? But oftentimes we didn't even give ourselves enough time to understand the full process to even remix it in the first place. How you remix it, and the original wasn't even a hit. The original didn't even make the charts. Where they do that at? Right? But we got to put that ego to the side. Ego says, oh, this didn't work the first time, so everything's a scam. Reality says that's just not how life works. See it through. Commit to the process. Be okay with being new. Recognize that failure is experiences, and failure is not a bad thing. It is better to fail than to regret. But we don't let ourselves fail hard enough or fail often enough to even get to the success stories. Do you know how many times I had to go through having, undercharging for my services, and go through launches where things just didn't go the way I wanted to, and go through scenarios where things just didn't work out the way I wanted to actually get here present day, where I am in an office with my name on the door and this is my actual day job? I had to go through some stuff to get here. If I didn't go through those failures, if I didn't go through those struggles, I wouldn't be here to talk to you about this today. And so I challenge you and urge you to think about, where have you been shrinking and running away from the things that feel hard, from the things that feel uncomfortable. We won't always see results right away, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to work. We have to give it time, okay? We have to commit to seeing the results. So touch and agree with me. When we get in courses, when we get in classes, when we get in coaching programs, we are going to leverage all of the resources available. We are going to stop skipping around in the modules. We're going to do every part of the coursework. We are going to stop remixing the process, and we're going to actually give it enough time to get us some results. And then the last big thing that I've seen people try to skip steps on is scaling. That word is starting to disturb my soul because people are using it in the wrong context. Scaling does not mean making $10,000 a month. Scaling also doesn't mean making $100,000 a year. Scaling is about replicable processes, being able to take something that works as is now and then make it huge. That's going from having like a corner store where you sell t-shirts to now having an Amazon-like facility where t-shirts are available on demand within 48 hours. How are we trying to build up? How are we trying to create an Amazon-like process and we don't have no foundation? We don't even have we don't have any sales to scale. We don't have any true offers and products that are hot and on demand to actually scale it. The thing is, I am not trying to discourage you. I'm trying to say that scaling is going to come, but you can't skip steps to get there. Scaling should be the last thing on your mind if you're not making no money. We want to have passive income. We don't have active income. At the end of the day, entrepreneurship is still work, which means we got to still put in the elbow grease, right? Everybody's timelines look different. Some of us get there faster than others, and your timeline has already been set for you. God already said what your journey is. The thing is, there are going to be lessons you have to learn on that journey, and the longer it takes you to actually learn those lessons, the longer it's going to be delayed. That's the conversation between you and God. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just here to be a vessel, right? And so the thing I want you to consider is we can't scale what doesn't exist. We cannot scale what doesn't exist. We cannot scale $0. We cannot scale offers that are not selling. Your super customized Build-A-Bear style offer isn't even in the right foundation to be scaled. In the founder circle, when I teach my clients how to build their coaching program, everybody's goal isn't to scale. But even as beginner coaches, I'm already embedding into their minds how to think for that growth, how to start off with that growth in mind now so you don't have to throw everything you're building away. Here's the thing, as someone that's in the process right now, scaling is mad uncomfortable. Everything that you built will break. That's how you know when it's time to scale. It's time to scale when everything you built has broken. Operations broke, the SOPs broke, you had capacity, you gotta keep hiring, you don't know what's going on. It's just a lot happening, right? It's an ugly process, but by the time you get here, you've been through so much discomfort, you just rolling with the punches, but you gotta actually get here. We want to have 17 different offers right now, but the first one we came out with ain't scaling. Let's focus on this first one. Let's focus on making this first one like absolutely amazing, high and in demand. One of my clients asked me last night on a coaching call around how do you know when it's time to pivot from one-on-one to group and then from group to like evergreen. And my answer has always been when selling that offer gets easy. When selling that offer gets easy, where it's not something you even have to experiment with and really think about, when it's like, I could do this in my sleep. Okay, great. Now we can like really think about what does that next level look like, right? And then we can think about what does the operations and a team and the next level offer to support that look like. And one thing to keep in mind is that oftentimes when you think about scaling, you don't even need a next level offer. There are so many coaches who make millions of dollars on one program, right? But they scaled that program off, or started off as one-on-one, and now it's this massive course with all of these other cool components. So I want you to just think about things from a timeline perspective. It is going to happen for you. I want you to take this affirmation with you. Everything is always working out for me. Take that with you. Write it somewhere. Everything is always working out for you. But just because you're not at that scale point right now does not mean that something is wrong with you or that you're never going to get there. But we got to stop skipping steps. We got to stop skipping steps. If you just came in, you have to watch this replay. This session, in my opinion, was really good. Okay, I'm going to just go ahead and be my own biggest cheerleader. Okay, I think that I snapped. Period. But thank you all for tuning in with me. If you want a deeper dive into what is required of you to build your six-figure coaching practice, I am hosting a private training. It is invite only next Thursday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to pull up on your girl, you can head over to thepowercollective.co/apply. The link is in my bio on Instagram. If you want to text me, you can text Power Moves as one word, Power Moves, to 21000, and it will shoot you back the link to apply. So whatever makes the most sense for you. With that, I'm going to go have lunch. I'll talk to you all in the next video. Bye.